Due to power distribution, every God's choice, including race, comes with some forms of strengths and weaknesses. Between God's choices, including race, we ought to appreciate each other's blessing without worshiping and help improve each other's challenges with learning, tolerance, and contentment. The above boundaries are highly significant. Appreciate, not worship nor demean. Improve, not despise nor ignore. We cannot be good or bad based on any of God's choice. In general, we can reasonably claim blacks are more attracted to marijuana as white people are more attracted to alcohol. Those of you who disagree can visit bioc.net, that is mbioc.net, where I will substantiate it with examples and performable tests. Rather than confrontations, we should accept reality and find a compromise for the common good. The reason why alcohol was prohibited in the United States was partly money, and the reason why marijuana is still prohibited in the United States is grossly money. As too many white kids were turned criminals due to alcohol, some smart white people chose a different way of making money through alcohol without mass jailing of mistaken white kids. Today, every smart mind will admit the dangers of marijuana. Its prevalence and negative effects affect America at large, but more so Black America. We must revisit that compromise ground that may involve some level of gambling. We have seen a racially divided America on as little as the O.J. Simpson case. This issue will be no different, at least at some point. The good news is there are many Mr. Pat Robertsons who will understand this is more about justice than race. The millions of white Americans who smoke marijuana will understand it is more about justice than race. Like numerous white people helped abolish slavery, fought for civil rights under achievements. Similarly, many non-smoking black and white will understand it is more about justice than anything else. On the other side, the fewer evil men will focus or shift the debate on the secondary issues by trading blames and looking for faulty warnings. No matter what they say or do, let us stay focused with the conviction that evolution and statistics will justify our standing. My appeal to Black America is to understand that freedom is something you ask and or fight for. It is never given on a platter by the oppressors. So gently ask and smartly fight for your dues. There are different kinds and level of fights. I am not asking anyone to take on the street for rioting, at least not at the moment. Marijuana is not necessarily a black thing. Smoking it does not make you black or any blacker. God knows why He seemingly made our children more attracted to it for testing purpose. Perhaps we will be rewarded more than others if we abstain from it, or we may receive less punishment by using it. Just as we may ask why God made men wicked to women in respect to sex. The debate can be long, but the responsibility to control ourselves has very little to do with what society accepts or condemns. It is a distinctive test from collective tests. Incomparable to God's laws, human laws must not be rigidly worshipped. When the effects of laws produce worse than what they are meant to rectify, it is naturally wise to revisit those laws with alternative corrections. The laws are made for man, not man for laws. The war on drugs has woefully failed in the United States because she who does not tolerate deserves the intolerable, to learn to appreciate the tolerable. Decriminalizing marijuana is a wiser for humanitarian reasons and perhaps even financially. Ask yourself what percentage of white kids suffered before white America said enough on prohibition. A similar percentage of white kids may be suffering to prompt the path robots to have compassion. Ask yourself what percentage of Black America is suffering due to criminalization of marijuana. The few evil men are content with the latter. Beyond America, look at Portugal, Netherlands, Canada, and many other countries. Canada has comparable marijuana problems as the United States, less the crime rate. How Canada managed it with lesser crime rate is something you should borrow, improve, and cherish more than basketball and hockey. Marijuana is so prevalent in Canada that some conservative American politicians repeatedly blame Canada as part of America's drug problem. Marijuana is essentially decriminalized in Canada. The police literally ignore it here. We are just afraid to formalize it because the US may punish us. As about 80% of Canada's economy is said to be somehow linked with the United States. We even had a political party called the Marijuana Party of Canada, but its founder, Mr. Blair Longley, was eventually extradited to the United States. I guess after this publication, America may order Canada to send me back to Africa or simply assassinate me. Canada have already punished me for standing up against America's evil, but I am not afraid. I believe in justice and will continue to stand for justice. Thinkers are not the problem, we are the solution. You have frowned at my publications before Portugal started what you are seemingly interested in. Here is an interesting recent publication I took from the Associated Press through Yahoo. I read, now the United States, which has waged a 40-year, $1 trillion war on drugs, is looking for answers in tiny Portugal, which is reaping the benefits of what once looked like a dangerous gamble. White House drug czar Gil Kerlikowski visited Portugal in September to learn about its drug reforms, and other countries, including Norway, Denmark, Australia, and Peru, have taken interest too. The disasters that were predicted by critics didn't happen, said University of Kent professor Alex Stevens, who has studied Portugal's program. The answers are simple: provide treatment, unquote. The answers are simple: provide treatment. Read carefully between the lines and don't be fooled by their ostensible interest to learn. The US is there to study what to criticize than what to learn from. And unless we fight diligently, the media will likely justify their excuses. Another interesting information by the writer referring to Portugal, he said, an estimated 100,000 people, an astonishing 1% of the population were addicted to illegal drugs. So like anyone with little to lose, the Portuguese took a risky leap. They decriminalized the use of all drugs in a groundbreaking law in 2000, unquote. Well, I guess if 1% is the new astonishing threshold to warrant efforts, then we should try really hard to prove 1% of the White House may be using marijuana. What percentage of America is using marijuana, and at what percentage will America consider serious efforts of alternative options? With God's special help, we can win with ease, but under normal circumstances, we have a tough fight ahead. We can justify the need to decriminalize marijuana in the United States through thinking, history, and other countries as examples. Concerned citizens beyond race and political affiliation should initiate a solid movement with aspiring action plans. Every 3 months, we need something new on our action plans beyond debating about it. We need solid action plans, secretly and openly. Secretly, because we will be against multi-billion-dollar industries, a brutal